is my number one favorite Mexican friend right here.
Let's go, baby.
His brother's number 2, and his other brother's number 3. So we're good.
Let's go top 3.
Yeah.
Who do we got here, Twitch?
We got Mr. Alan Ampudia, dude.
Come on, Alan! The face of Papas and Beer.
Yes.
He basically is the face of Papas and Beer.
I only knew you as Papas and Beer. I didn't even know you raced till your brother and Big Alex showed me your Instagram.
Yeah.
And I go, oh my God, these guys are real life racers. I thought they were joking around.
They're
I thought
all
they were at K1
badasses,
speed.
dude. They're all badasses at what they do.
How is it? Like, wait, honestly, like to be serious right now, I met these guys like what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
A lot, yeah.
We went to lunch and I thought they were screwing with me. Because I was like, are we meeting with Papa's Beer? Or are we meeting with a full-blown race team? Because they're showing me these trophy trucks that cost $100,000, $200,000.
More than that.
$1 million.
$1 million?
Yeah, I was about to say way more than that.
I'm the worst guy. I'm the worst guy to talk about cars and stuff with. What is?
The engine,
How much is that?
like 120.
Okay, yeah, I'm not doing any of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of that. So I met them. We went to lunch and I said, listen, we want to do something exciting for the summer. We want to throw an epic party for Jaxxon. And they were like, why don't you just sponsor Papas and Beer and work with us and we'll throw an epic party. We have YG. We have all these crazy people. Mads the DJ.
Yeah, everyone going through there.
Everybody. And I was like, oh, that's incredible. We did this t-shirt. We did this huge collaboration. It was a huge success and we became friends. And then I find out they have the gnarliest racing team of all time.
Yeah. Well, I met them originally through short course racing when I was racing off-road. And were you driving the Pro Light then?
No, Rodrigo was racing well, I did race a couple of rounds.
Yeah, you only raced a couple of races, but he was always like the life of the pit, the life of the party. Like he was always the fun one. Rodrigo was always super serious. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, like, funny story, like I remember being 16 years old and going to Papa's and Beer Rosarito. Remember when you guys used to have the telephone poles for the wall in the fronts?
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
I'm not that old.
Yeah, you are, dude. Come on.
You're aging yourself is what he's
All
saying.
right, well, I used to
Respectfully.
sneak in there all the time on the weekends.
Nice.
Wow.
I was
mean,
scrawny enough to squeeze through the telephone poles.
how old are you going to Papa's and Beer at that age?
16, 17.
You
I
would
wasn't old
drive
enough
to
to get in
Mexico?
yet. Yeah.
You would drive the Ensenada and you
Some of my buddies would. No, this is the Rosarito, so it was only like 45 minutes
45
past the border,
minutes. Oh, yeah,
35
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
max. Like it wasn't a bad drive.
and you at 16 years old and you guys would go party?
Yeah, I would just tell my parents I was hanging out at my buddy's house for the night. Like we would be in Mexico all the time. I would go to Mexico like 3 days a week during high school. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we go to like Safari, Club A, like Senior Frogs, like all the time. So when we get a little bit closer, we're like, hey, let's go down to Rosarito because Rosarito is always so fun. We just get a hotel right next door and just go down there
That's
2
what-
3
that's
nights
what
in a row.
everyone does.
Yeah.
How long has Papa's and Beer been around? Such a legendary
Since
name.
1983.
Wow.
Pops
So
had a
40
vision and it came true.
Yeah.
Your
40-some
dad's the
years.
founder of it?
Yeah.
How did he start that?
Dude, they were just trying to figure out life, and they were at a bar here in San Diego. They're like, how about we do a discotheque? Because back in the day, in the 80s, was discotheque. And they're like, all right, let's do it. What should we name it? And they're like, well, what do Americans like? They like French fries, and they like beer. So it's like, how about Papas and Beer? And that's what the name means, French fries and beer, basically.
No,
So-
it doesn't.
I
I didn't know
said-
what Papa's meant.
Yeah.
French fries.
Yeah.
You didn't know Papa's
What
been
do you
had
thought
no
it was,
clue.
Dad's?
No way. Yeah.
No habla español?
Yeah. Paquito.
Yeah, no quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get diarrhea from there.
Yeah, yeah. So then you make this bar or as a restaurant, or what was
It's
the original
a bar.
vision?
It was like a cantina.
Oh,
Like
got
a
it.
little corner, and then they grew into a club, and then we moved across the street in Ensenada, and then we opened the one in Rosarito that a lot of people here in California are known for.
Was Ensenada the first one?
Yeah, Ensenada started, and then I think a couple, like 3 years later, that's when he opened Rosarito one, and that one's like on the beach.
That one kills it. Huh?
Yeah,
They
that
both
one's-
kill it though, right?
Yeah.
How many do you have? Just the two?
Just the two, and then I mean we have other bars locally there in Ensenada, but yeah, just the two locations for Papas.
And then you guys got the merch store down there too?
Yeah, we have the merch
How's that do?
stores. Yeah, it does really good.
Kills it.
Obviously for all the tourists, we have a lot of cruise ships coming in now. We have like 8, 9 a week.
No
so,
way.
Yeah, so
And
it's-
everyone knows Papa's and Beer. Like if you're
Yeah.
going to Mexico, like everyone's gonna make a trip there. Like
Yeah.
it's cool to see like what your family's built over the years. Like it's pretty bitchy.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like Papa's and Beer is like an iconic name for
It's a staple.
hospitality. It's like a staple name.
Oh yeah,
right?
like everyone, like especially like in the cruises per se that we have like 8, 9 a week. Literally all the guys, all the people from the cruise, they go there at least to have a drink or two because
Yep.
everyone knows that Papas and Beer is like an iconic
the spot
name.
to go
It's
to,
the
yeah.
spot to go. Yeah.
At what point did you guys create this vision of Papa's and Beer becoming like an event promotional concept company? Like it feels like you guys now throw these massive festival events more than build bars.
That's what I was
Yeah.
wondering too, because I remember talking to you and your brother a couple years ago when you guys were getting ready to do this stuff with like who'd you guys partner with? Someone big.
Well, we did. So it's two things. Like the Papas and Beer side, obviously it always worked. It was just tourism. You know, like people were coming down, but then with the recession in 08 and with the insecurities and all that stuff happening down there, like the tourists got scared, or
Yeah.
there's just like no money, like the recession,
one was
everything
coming
was
down
bad.
there.
Yeah, nobody was coming bad. So like when we're in high school, me and my younger brother Aaron. my brother started bringing, like I started with a van full of friends, and we were just like, all right, let's try to just bring people down, right?
Yeah.
Started with a van,
Get
and
people
then
back down there.
then we started going and just bringing more people, and they grew to like, I think it was like 4 or 5 years, like 3, 4 years we did it, and then at one point, like he was at U of A in Arizona, I was here in San Diego, and he was bringing like 3 buses full for like
No
150
way.
people, and then I had like, I think the most we did one time was like, I think 6 buses.
Shut the
So it's
hell
like
up.
300
From
kids.
San Diego down to there?
And we just meet at a parking lot, like just
Park
at
here,
the
we're
mall.
going, I got
yeah,
you.
Yeah, hey, meet here at this time, and then just imagine 300 kids, and then me.
Yeah,
I'm
in high school.
I'm fun size.
Yeah.
I'm not a big dude. I'm not a big fucking dude. So like all these people are coming down, and they're all drinking, whatever. We're just going down. As soon as we cross the border, we had like a handle or whatever, and we like serve drinks on the way from the border there.
Yeah.
And man, dude, it was just wild. It was fun times. But like that's how we started bringing people down. And then
once they realized it was safe, they would start coming on
and
early
then
again.
everyone started, and then they
Tell
grew,
their
like
friends.
instead of going out here, we just go for the night.
Yeah.
So we just go down there at like 3, 4 in the afternoon. We come back at 2 a.m. And then
drop everyone back off.
yeah,
in the
and everyone
parking lot
was
and then
18, so we good. And then that grew into when we got into college, we started actually doing it right, and we started going to all the colleges. We started here in Chula Vista and go through the east side of California,
Yep.
all the way up to Chico, which is like past Sacramento.
Yeah.
Then we moved to the West Coast and drive all the way down and hit up every university.
Just dropping off flyers
community
or
college,
what?
yeah, putting flyers up on the street walks, on the sidewalk. Sorry, all over the bulletin boards, all over, just guerrilla marketing over the parking
So
lots and
sick.
stuff for like 2.5 weeks ago. Me, my brother Aaron, and 2 other friends, a filmer and another friend.
What's the age difference between you and Aaron?
A year and 9 months. So
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
So
super close.
You
yeah.
guys were like in the party phase.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're like Rodrigo was doing his own thing, racing short
Yeah,
course
yeah.
and stuff. So he kind of was doing his own thing, and now he's super committed and
So
in
you,
the
so you
family
and your
business.
brother basically brought the family business back to life.
We basically did, and then I mean, I started the Instagram account and Snapchat, and it got wild. Like at one point, we were getting like 500,000 views in our Snapchat. When it was like not, I mean, Snapchat is way different now.
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
back
but
in the
back
day, it was like
then-
not like that. It was like 500,000 views per
That was
snap.
huge. Yeah.
But they were posting like
Yeah,
girls,
like
it was like Girls Gone Wild
yeah,
style.
Yeah,
It was lit.
Well, it
I
was
remember.
like spring, like you know, like Girls Gone Wild, whatever. Like they show like spring breaks, like whatever
Yeah,
on TV
so you just
back in
started
the
showing
day.
all that shit on
yeah,
there.
started showing all the back stuff, and it
So
was
then people wanted to
BTS.
start
the
going.
BTS, yeah.
Yeah.
And people were like, "What the hell is this place?" So
They would like put the camera like right on the girl as they would like pour the beer on the girl. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
this
we're going
is
to
lit.
Rosarito.
yeah, we're going to Rosarito.
So obviously, like Twitch brings up a good point, and I know like the event production and the beer and the bar is all kind of separate, and I know your family's very integrated into the music scene and the culture of sports festivals and music
Everything.
festivals. Yeah. How is it though that you guys are differentiating yourself from Papa's and Beer, like being this icon name? Like we see a lot of these icon names, for example, like Hooters, they're going out of business, no one cares anymore. But it seems like Papa's and Beer just continues to expand and grow. What do you think is making you guys different business wise?
Well, I think like where my story was going was that because of that, we saw the need that we've never had artists play, and it was just always like people were like just going for the name, and
And
they
you just
wanted to
had
go to
DJs
Papa's. Yeah, and we just
playing.
had like whatever our house DJs, like our home guys. Like,
Yeah.
Shout out to
whatever.
Mads.
Yeah. Well, that was after. Like before,
Yeah, that
it
was
like
the sec-
regular.
that was, like, later on.
Like our Mexican employees, like they were just DJs, right?
Why you got to be so racist? dude?
Wait, you would use your yeah? What do you
Why
mean?
you got to be so racist?
Wait, why
I'm
are
not
they
racist,
Mexican
bro.
employees?
I'm a bean right here, baby. I don't.
Wait, why are they Mexican employees?
What do you mean?
Why do you have to
Because
say
they're
Mexican
Mexican.
employees?
Because they're Mexican. There's
They're
American
Mexican
DJs.
boys
They're
from down
Mexican.
there,
Yeah.
Oh,
now
got
we
it,
have
got it.
like DJs from the States and like influencers and all
Wait,
that.
you would
like,
just have
Mads.
like your waiter be a DJ?
Yeah, if he knew how to play.
Hey, if he can play some music, go
That's one
for
way
it.
to cut
Why
costs.
not? Good
we
set,
can throw
let's
down.
go.
Cheap, baby. Save
2
some
for
money.
1.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And then, so you're saying that by isolating the name being more the fixture than the
Well,
talent, it
At one
grew?
point, I think it was like in, if I'm mistaken, like 2014, 15, we started bringing our first show was Waka Flocka, and
Dude, I remember that.
and Borgor, bro. It was wild, like and we brought, and the place got filled, and it was not filling up at the time because that the venue in Rosarito fits 5,500 people. It's a big venue.
Yeah.
For a club.
It's a big
like you
footprint
have
right
like
there.
2,000 people in there. It feels like there's like 10 people. So it's like you have to have at least 4,000 to like for it to look like, oh wow, it's popping.
Yeah.
So we started bringing artists, and then it worked. And then like my younger brother took a gamble And he was the one that like kind of pushed for that. And my dad was like, no, like it's a lot of money. We don't need like blah, blah. So then he's like, Dad, trust me, let's try to do this. So we did it and it was a success. And then from there it evolved and they got to the point where, you know, at one point, one weekend, we had YG and Migos when Migos were like,
when they're
at
big.
the freaking height of it. So it was, I mean,
I remember Rodrigo sending me videos like, you got to get your ass down here. He's like,
it was,
it
was so crazy. So after that, you know, we're just trying to stay, I guess not relevant, but just kind of
trying to find ways to bring people in,
and like stay with like the new generations. Cause like with that 2008 recession, we kind of lost a generation. So that's why we went to the colleges and try to get those kids and then, you know, do it all over again. And then we started doing the festivals and that's kind of where we're differentiating ourselves now. With the music festivals that we do, Baja Beach Fest down there in Rosarito, and then we're doing with the partners, Live Nation C3 that we do.
You did that big like Latin festival or some shit like that, right?
We work with them, my brother and our partner Chris.
Is Aaron pretty full on with that? Is that his role?
That's it. We were just at Coca-Cola Flow in Mexico City. I just got home yesterday, and that was a festival too. That's I think this year was 90,000 people.
No way.
For 2 days.
So sick.
So yeah, I mean, that's where we're differentiating ourselves. And also we're trying to just keep our brand, you know, young and try to see how we can relate to the younger kids, which is, you know, with the TikToks and all that stuff, you know.
What's rad too is seeing like, it's not like you guys have so much stuff going on. Like your brother's racing UTVs, you're racing Baja 1000, your brother's running clubs. So it's cool to see like all three of you guys like make this work. Cause like one dude, it would be so hard to be able to do all that stuff.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Like, and especially with racing trucks now, it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Too. Like we have a full shop with like 8 dudes that are just for my truck.
And you're training and shit now. I remember like back in the day, like you would just show up and you would just drive. Like you you didn't take it as like, I'm an athlete. You know
no, for sure. Like it was, but like Baja that's the thing. Like it's like, a lot of the dudes don't work out. Like you see all the Baja racers.
They're just rich dudes.
They're just rich dudes that like they can drive, right?
Yeah.
And but this year I really took it down. I was like, no, like I'm a freaking athlete. I need to like put in the work and like I don't need to because like I know I can drive and that like everyone else does it. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna put in the work. I want to like take it serious. I want to like take it to the next step. Like everyone's putting in their work. Like why am I not taking care of my body and just being better prepared to perform better? And the results showed obviously, and we had.
You just ended up winning the championship, right?
Yes.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
how many years you've been racing? You think, and how long did it take you to win the championship in the class that you won in?
In the class, which is the top class trophy trucks, I think this was my 6th full season.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
you've been close before.
Yeah, we've been close, but like this year, like finally, like last year was my full first year, like with the newest car, which is the all-wheel drive.
You got the new all-wheel drive truck, yeah.
And so now, before I was like going to a gunfight with a wooden sword.
Yeah, exactly. Where everyone else had
the Rampage Jaxxon doll over here, just and the other guys had machine guns. So like I was fighting disability, but so now I'm really getting comfortable with the new truck and just like I said, putting in the effort, working out, like taking care of my body. And I think it's all clicking, coming together, and finally we got it done, and it was pretty cool.
What place did you come in at the last race? 4th or 3rd?
Third.
And who was in front of you? Tavo?
Yeah, Tavo.
Because Tavo had to beat you by 2 positions in order for him to win the championship?
Depending, because like obviously the further down you go, the least point difference.
Yeah.
So like, I just need if I ended in front of him or Bryce, which I was tied with in points, we were gonna win it, right?
Yeah.
But then Bryce was, mechanical at mile like 20. So I was like, okay, got him.
We're good.
I just gotta stay in front of Tavo
and not break your truck.
And then the truck, the belt for the power steering popped with like 120 miles to go.
No.
And we're in second. We're fighting for first with like 4 or 5 minutes within first place. So we're like, I was sending it and then just boom, steering wheel locked. I'm like, there's no way after freaking, I think it was like 14 hours in the car. I was like, there's no way. It just happened right here. Like I was going to catch this guy.
Home stretch.
Yeah, I was like, damn. So then Tavo went by because it takes like a minute to fix it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, dude. And I don't know why we didn't like, because we knew the scenarios, but we didn't know exactly where we needed to be.
Yeah.
If
you're just like, let's get it fixed and get his ass.
And I was like, yeah, I got him, And then we made the math, and they were like, dude, if we finish in 3rd, we're going to beat him by 1 point.
No way.
Yeah, by 1 point.
Who was doing the math? All your crew?
Yeah, our crew. And then, they got on the radio and said, hey, you can still, you just got to stay in 3rd. And then
right now.
We had like a big lead on 4th. And then the belt snapped again. Like
you broke it twice.
Yeah, 20 minutes later. And then like, it was just took a long time to fix it. And then finally, when we got going, they told me it's like, hey, fourth place, like a minute behind you.
No.
So I'm like, there's no way.
And then you had to at least be right there.
You
in
know
third.
that like if it snaps twice, there's something that's
Yeah,
not
something's
clicking,
off.
something's rubbing wrong.
It's gonna break again.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, they're like, dude, he was going pretty slow. So just take your time in the tight stuff, because when I would turn left in the really tight corners, it would like make a like a little squeaky noise.
A squeal.
And I was like, man, dude, this thing's not gonna last. Like,
Was
we
one
still
of
had
the
like
pulleys going down?
Yeah, I think it was one of the pulleys, but
Uh-huh.
we don't know. We have to check it because that happened at the 500 too in another race.
Dang.
So anyway, I'm just driving super slow. I'm just looking for the lights, and usually at night you kick up a lot of dust, right?
Yeah.
So the guy behind you can't get nowhere near you.
Yeah.
But it was raining. Pouring down rain.
So there's no dust.
There's no dust.
The
And
dirt's
I'm like, dude,
perfect.
there's no way this guy's gonna catch me. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm like, all right, what's gonna happen if he catches me? And if he like hits me, I'm like, I can't let him by.
Yeah.
Because like I have to
I'm
stay in
the-
front of
I'm
him. So I'm
gonna
gonna
win
have
the
to send
championship.
it. Yeah. So I'm like, super nervous, right? So and I could see him when we would go climbing up hills, and he'd be like, I could see his lights like back there. I'm like, dude, there's no way. And then we got to a highway section, and they were like, dude, you put up 10 seconds on him. So just keep this pace. I was like, oh, thank God. So I literally just cruised it all the way to the finish.
Just
and then,
limped it in.
Yeah, limped it in.
No
and
way.
We clinched it by 1 point.
That had to have been a nail biter, dude. Like
Well,
that's so like,
and then
to win that championship is so gnarly.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing, we got to the finish, and it was Luke who won, Tavo second, and us third, which would make us win the championship.
Yep.
And we got there, they were saying that Luke got a penalty and was going to move him to second.
And
So then Tavo was
would've
going
got
to win
first.
the race
So he would have won
and
by
the
1 point.
championship. No, he would have won by probably like 6-7, because
Oh,
I would have
no
stayed
way.
in third. He would have moved to first.
Oh dang.
And he was gonna win the race and the championship. I was like, dude, that's what I wanted to do. Like, there's only been one other Mexican driver champion,
Yep.
but not a Mexican team. So like he was a Mexican driver for an American
for an
team.
American team, yeah.
So like it was like the first full 100% Mexican team to win the championship.
So
So it was
sick.
like it was either me or Tavo, and I was like, dude, there's no way we're at the finish line all bummed. Like my interview like after the race is like, we don't know. We'll see what happens. And then, at like 7 a.m. at home, my dad's like, no, they messed up. Like, he didn't get penalized. We
No.
won. And went back out to the shop with the guys and threw beer up in the air. And, yeah, it was fun.
That is so sick, dude. How long ago was the other Mexican team that won?
It's been a minute. But he won it 3 years in a row.
No way.
Yeah.
He's
So
a badass Mexican.
yeah. They had like a big No, he's super fast. Abdali, shout out to Abdali. He's a really, really good driver. But the team he was with was just two gold mine Americans that had just unlimited budget.
Yeah.
And they had like I think 3 trophy trucks racing, and then like every class they had a car.
That's so
it was like
gnarly.
crazy.
Yeah. People don't realize like how expensive it is to go race the 1,000 or any Baja races.
any
Like
race.
it's expensive. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of everything.
Oh yeah, a lot of everything, a lot of hours, like pre-running,
Pre-running,
especially,
yeah.
dude. It's especially this race. I did it by myself, and it was like 3 weeks of just pre-running, 6 a.m. to 3-4 a.m. some of the days.
Checking every section, just everything, landmines,
and all the good stuff.
dude.
What is like the dynamic of like a team? Because I know you raced for a little bit too,
Mm-hmm.
but what's the dynamic of like owning and getting a team and actually racing in the Baja 1000? Because it starts in like Cabo, right? Around that area.
It depends on what race it is and where it's going. If it's going up the peninsula, down the peninsula, like there's so many different starting points. They'll run it backwards one year, like.
Yeah, there's four
just
four
for
races.
the concept of like saying it starts in Cabo and then it ends up by Rosarito. Or
Well,
whatever.
the last year it was like that. It started in La Paz, which is a little town north
Yeah.
of Cabo, and then we started there and ended up in Ensenada.
So for the audience who doesn't know racing, like walk us through how do you, even for me, like how do you go through a race like that with your team, the dynamic?
Dude,
like,
it's literally a circus. We have, we
is,
have
dude.
like full-time employees, right, that work at our shop, but then we have, for that race, we probably had, I don't know, probably like 80 volunteers that help the team.
Yeah.
And you just you have like designated, like, it's a whole strategy because the car only goes about 150 to 200 mile range for gas.
Depending
so
on
you have
what's
to,
going
you
on.
have to be stopping every 3-4 hours, right? So you have to have coordinating teams. Like, okay, you're gonna be at this point, then you see me here, and then you bunny hop to this other part so you can make this other pit, and then you have like different chase trucks, and just it's a whole ordeal. It's
And
crazy.
what, like a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of the chase crew is like sometimes there's gnarly accidents from the pit crews trying to get from one pit stop to the next pit stop because you have to get there before your driver gets there and have your whole pit set up so you can fill them up, change tires. If something's broke, like you don't know, you know what I mean? So you have like truckloads of like, dude, how many parts you think you have just like cruising at each single pit stop? It's like, there's a lot going on, dude. Like it's gnarly.
Yeah. So the truck breaks on the way to that next stop. Who has to sit there and fix the truck?
It all depends.
It depends what it is. They'll get it themselves and fix it.
There's some parts where like if you crash or have a mechanical or anything, you can be there for all night, like like for 12 hours.
I was gonna say, what's the longest you've been stuck out in the desert?
Well, one time, the first race in the trophy truck, I crashed pretty bad, but it was like by the beach and it was pretty easy to access.
Is that the one where you cartwheeled down the hill?
Down the hill, yeah.
You had the pink truck?
No, it wasn't pink. Yeah, it was black.
But you had one in the pink truck?
I had one in the pink truck, but that was at another, like by a ranch. And then
that one was gnarly.
Where they pulled out in front of me and I hit a big rock.
That was dirty, dude.
That one.
How fast were you going?
I mean, by the time we hit the rock, we were probably going like 70, 60.
But you slammed your brakes on. Like you had time to hit your brakes a little bit?
I was coming hot. I could see he was at his pit still. And then I have the right of way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I thought at least.
Yeah. I'm doing 100 right now.
They know I'm coming in fast. So, but obviously we're fighting for position. Like whoever basically got in front was going to win that race. And
you're like,
that's how it was. Like he ended up winning, got penalized. Anyway, long story short, I pull up. He pulls out in front of me. He had an all-wheel drive. He actually got up to speed way faster than what I expected.
Yeah, because you're in a two-wheel drive truck.
I lifted a little bit because I was like, dude, if I hit him, I'm going 100.
Yeah.
If I hit him, he's going 50. Like, I'm going to hurt him. And I can hurt. There's people everywhere. So I'm like, you know, whatever, trying to be nice. I slowed down a bit and then he just takes off. I'm like, what the hell? So I go across my, I'm going to hit him, right?
Yeah.
And he knew, he told me, he's like, dude, I was just waiting for it. I was just clenching my butt. Racing. Just waiting for that, for Alan's coming in hot. And then I hit him at the worst spot. It was like a slight turn.
Yep.
And the way that I hit his rear tires, it just made me bounce. Like it made me move like half a lane to the right. And as soon as I hit him, I slammed on the brakes. And I just, like, we're in dust, right?
Yeah, you can't.
And then suddenly I just see this huge boulder. And I'm like,
it's like the size of a
fully sideways. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, oh my God. And I was just like, we're going to die. Like literally, I thought my co-driver was gonna be dead.
Yeah, you thought the truck was smashing
on that side. If the truck stopped like on its tracks, I was like, dude, we're going to the hospital for sure.
Yeah.
But as soon as we hit the rock and we just started spinning, I was like, oh, thank God I hit like the rear. We did like a bunch of cartwheels, and then it was horrible, but
that shit's so gnarly.
It's crazy. Yeah.
What did you race?
I raced short course, like
that's
stadium truck, like a whole different. That's like a controlled environment. They're out in the middle of nowhere doing 150, like.
It seems super dangerous.
All of it is.
It seems super dangerous.
But Baja, I feel like Baja's the most gnarliest. Like,
well, like short course was gnarly because it was more like a UFC fight. You're in the ring. It's like the highest adrenaline for like 10 minutes.
You have 15 laps to like get the dude in front of you.
You're like banging doors with the other guys.
It's like a UFC fight in a caged vehicle.
In a cage, yeah. You're just freaking banging doors and stuff, which made it dangerous because you could crash. But you never got up to like crazy speeds, or you're like in a remote area where if you got hurt, like there's nobody. There's
someone there to you in seconds.
Yeah, like in seconds.
Where there's no one there for hours.
For hours if you're stranded at night, especially and you have a helicopter or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
When's the next one? When's the next race?
No, the season's over, obviously, and the next one's in April, which is the San Felipe race, which is I'm gonna be defending my.
We got to go down and chase the race in a helicopter.
That's what I was gonna say. How do we get down there?
The best place to watch Baja is in a helicopter.
Well, it's funny you say that because up until this year, my brother Aaron, he's like the manager, my agent. He does it all. He
does everything.
Shout out to my boy. Yeah. You're my boy, Blue.
Brotherly love.
And bro, link up. And him and my dad are just insane, right? And this year, I don't know why he was like, oh, I want to watch a race from the chopper. And he got on for a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm never not being in the chopper. Like, screw this." Because like you see the whole movie, you see the whole movie from the moment we start. You're literally seeing me the whole time. Yeah, he's like telling me like split times and stuff, and it's like, "Oh, dude, this is
so
this
sick."
Is my spot.
Like you have eyes in the sky.
Yeah,
the whole
and
time.
then my dad at the 400, because of the way the course went, you couldn't chase both sides of the peninsula. So they were like, "Hey, look, when we get to this point, I'm gonna cross over, get in the chopper, and they'll drop you off on the other side." Because my dad doesn't like helicopters.
Yeah.
And then he got on, and then he never got off. He stayed there the whole race. They're like, "Oh, this is actually pretty nice," and he was all excited. They were like, "Dad, just stay on." He's like, "Yeah, right." Yeah. And then like they were gonna drop him off, and he didn't say anything, so he just stayed on for the rest of the race. Yeah. So they enjoyed it. It's pretty.
Bro, I remember when they were sending me videos of them racing because they had Jaxxon on the sides. And
Yeah,
the
I remember
podcast
seeing it
logo.
back in the day.
It was so dope. And they're sending me a video, and there's like all these guys standing on the sidelines. The cars are like passing them real fast right by him. And I told his brother, I was like, yo, what's gonna stop him from just like kind of losing control and running over these people? Like
Nothing.
I would for sure do that.
It happens.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, like I would for sure do that.
Oh no, dude, it's like when we're doing special. I think that video you're talking about is in
Yeah.
San Felipe, which is this straight
It's a
road,
straight line,
but
yeah.
it's literally with 3-foot whoops.
Yeah.
So like the crazy thing is like
they make it look smooth, dude, but the holes in the
bro.
road going across the whole road are like this tall.
How
And they're
is that
doing
even possible?
How fast are you going through there?
for that, like in that one, I think I got up to 120.
Yeah.
Like what's
And they're just skimming across the top.
in
It's
terms of car talk, what's making the car so stable? Is it the
Well, dude,
shocks
there's-
or is it
there's
the
whole
build-out?
truck. That's why those trucks
That's
are $1
why they're
million.
built. Yeah, that's what they're built for.
There's a lot
So how
of,
much does it
engineering.
actually cost to win the Baja 1000?
to
Like how much money do you have to spend on a team to win the Baja 1000?
Oh, I mean, if you
Millions.
don't have shit, then you have to buy a truck.
Millions.
Millions.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars to win.
Yeah.
You mean I can't just go build a car and go race?
Yeah, you can.
You
But if you
can.
want to build a car to win, it costs $1 million.
And that's just the car.
That's the car.
Plus,
Those-
you got to. That's why he has 80 volunteers because it's like
no spare parts.
Yeah, no, you have to have spare parts. You have to have
then
motors,
spare engines,
transmissions,
spare
wheels,
transmission, everything.
drive shafts. Like you need everything, dude. Like
You're
you
saying
basically have a whole
millions.
spare truck.
Yeah.
For parts.
It's $1 million for the truck. Like
What in
So
the
if you wanted to go
world?
race Baja, you would have
Yeah.
to go buy $1 million truck.
Not doing that.
Whose truck or who built your truck right now?
Mason.
Mason, yeah. Mason.
All-wheel
There's
drive.
Tisco. Like there's a bunch of dudes that make badass trucks
Yeah.
right now. And dude, it's because their trucks are proven. Like
Yeah.
they're gnarly. Like that shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Dog, $1 million just
And
for
that's
the
just for
truck
the
is
truck.
crazy.
You-
You could go get a Formula One car for probably that price.
No.
Nah.
How much is a Formula One car?
Nah,
That's
they're like
maybe just the
20.
motor.
Yeah.
Bro,
Literally.
how much do you think it costs to build a Formula One car?
Way more than a trophy truck.
Like I think they're like over 10.
Vinny,
like
how much
20.
does it cost to build a Formula One car?
Google that shit.
Google it right now.
I think they're 20.
Easily.
Okay, so Baja 1000 it's an expensive sport.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's super expensive.
This
Yeah.
is crazy. I thought
Yeah.
I could just go take my Raptor, soup it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
you
no,
can.
you could,
You
but you're
could.
not gonna. I mean, you can win that class.
Hey, should we put him in the Baja Bug class?
Dude,
What is
we
that?
should.
It only costs you like 20 grand.
Yeah.
I'm racing. I will win.
No, you can race.
Get me a souped
Well,
up
the
car.
thing is,
We'll
like,
do it
you-
for Papa's and Beer. We'll make
Yeah,
a green
all right.
car. We'll put the logos on it. We'll make it all
No,
gold.
there's
I
classes
don't
for
know if they're
everything.
going to want to have their logos on your car.
Why? I could,
Yeah.
I could drive. You don't think I
You
could
don't-
drive?
no,
You
hey.
were sending me the
Fucking Vin
videos
Diesel
over
over
here.
here.
I
You
don't
were
know
sending me the
about
videos.
that.
I was telling him I could drive.
Might be a liability.
I know.
We'll have to.
I
We'll
took
have
his
to.
brother to lunch. He almost killed me. I was like weaving through traffic. I'm like, bro, your brother's a professional driver. Why can't I drive?
They
like
all
that?
are.
$10 million to build a Formula One
See,
car.
10 to 20.
10 to
Jesus
20 million.
Christ.
That's why those dudes, they get like 2 practices before the season starts, and that's it. Then they just go racing on the weekends.
So in all honesty, and both of you guys help me with this, $1 million to build a truck.
Yeah.
What are you spending most of that money on? Is
truck.
it
Well, and
labor?
the-
Is
and
it
the truck.
time? Is it the
It's
engine?
the chassis.
It's everything.
It's a team of
So
dudes
nothing
hand
stock
building
on
this
that
truck.
thing.
No, it's fully custom. Like the engine, like you say, like what makes it cost $1 million? Like the engine's 120 grand. The transmission's 80 grand. The freaking drive shaft, the tires, the rear end. I mean,
The actual
name it,
cage of the truck.
The whole
like,
body is carbon fiber. Like the steering wheel, like all the electric components. Like
It's insane, dude.
yeah.
Plus, you're spending a shitload of money to go practice, to go racing, your fuel, your
Yeah,
everything.
like
It adds up.
The truck holds 100 usable gallons of fuel, and we guess the miles per gallon.
20?
I'm gonna say.
I mean, your
30?
truck
I'm
don't
gonna
even
say
get 20 miles per
30?
gallon.
I'm gonna say
He said, no
Dude,
mama's
miles
way.
per gallon, dude. You're crazy.
4.
No, you're crazy.
Less. 2.
Bro, our Raptor doesn't even get 20.
My Tundra with 37s gets 8.5
Bro, your
miles to the
Tundra's
gallon.
the size of this whole office. It's so
So
big.
yeah, so
you,
my
you should see
truck-
the size of the trophy truck is bigger than my Tundra.
His trophy truck's like lowered. It looks all sleek.
Well, yeah,
big
it's
as
lower,
fuck.
but it's as big as a full-size truck.
Yeah,
Looks like the
2
clips
miles
from
a gallon.
Race Wars.
1.5 to 2 miles per
1.5
gallon.
to
Crazy.
2
There's
miles
no
a gallon.
way.
Bro.
Yeah.
If you see the motor that they're running and the shit
It's
that they're doing,
1,200
it's insane.
1,200 horsepower.
And they're not cruising; they're wide open the whole time. They're literally throttles wide open the whole time.
Okay, I need one of these.
Yeah.
Is it street legal?
He's selling his right now for
Is it
$2.25.
street legal?
Yeah, for 2.5, you can get it right now. By the end of the day,
Wait,
you'll
how
have
do
it
we
right
get
here.
one of these?
Cash business.
Cash, yeah.
How do we get one of these?
You can buy it.
Okay, we need to build a Jaxxon podcast trophy truck, and we are gonna submit
Let's do it.
this.
All right. Well, we're teaming up with these.
We are
motherfuckers.
gonna submit him. We nominate him as our driver.
All right, let's do it.
Like Achilles when they haul him off the hill. We call him Twitch to drive for us.
Let's do it.
Let's build a Papas and Beer Jaxxon podcast car.
Let's
Oh
go.
God, that'd be insane.
What is the future of the sport, or like what is the current state of this sport? Like, do you guys see this becoming like F1, or is this like more of a
Well,
hobbyist?
the problem with our sport is that it's in the desert, right? So it's not like
You don't have spectators. You can't. It's hard to monetize. How do you sell that?
well, like Formula
what I mean?
One, you have a track, right? So you see them go by 70 times, and it's like with grandstands and bathrooms and all this. Like we're going through the middle of literally nowhere.
A lot of people will just line the washes, and then when they go by, they'll watch every car go by through the day, and that's all they
And
see
that's
for
it,
the
yeah.
from 500 to 1,000 to 250.
Yeah,
like
or
whatever,
sometimes
you know?
they'll go like see one spot and then they'll move again towards the end of the
Yeah,
race.
if
and
it's
they
going
might
down the
see it
peninsula and up
twice,
the
yeah.
peninsula, they'll see you on this side, and then they'll hurry up and drive across the other side to catch you. You know, like
So is there moments that you're driving for an hour or two and you're not seeing anybody?
I mean, they're pretty, dude. They're crazy. The fans are wild.
They'll
though.
drive
They'll
out.
literally,
They'll
you'll see
camp
them
out.
in that little Toyota Camry in the
On the
middle
race
of
course.
nowhere. But like, it's hard to get there with a car of ours. And you're like, how the hell?
How's
did
this dude in a
did this
Camry?
dude here with his family camping out in a Toyota Camry? You know that thing does not have 4-wheel drive or anything
No.
like that to be like. And then you see him like going through the buttons. Like, dude, what are you guys doing? But they love the sport, so.
love it, dude. Die hard, like. But there's it's gnarly because there's been so many times where people just get destroyed on the side of the road, or like a lot of people will set up like booby traps. Like the dude I saw this year almost got his face all ripped off. Was he on a motorcycle or something? Did you see that?
I did not see that.
This
no.
white dude, I don't know, his whole face was like ripped open. But I remember it
wow.
happened to my buddy Mark Burnett back in the day.
Yeah.
And he hit, I want to say it was barbed wire across the thing. And dude, it almost ripped his whole jaw off. Like luckily it got him on his jaw and not at his neck. It would have decapitated him.
Yeah.
Like gnarly shit happens down there. Or like sometimes there's people that are like fans of the sport and they're trying to just get from one spot to another spot, and like a truck will hit them. Like
Yeah.
I seen like last year, was it like the Honda truck or something?
Oh,
like
that was like
over the
I think like
rise?
3 or 4 years ago.
It was a couple years ago. It was gnarly.
Yeah.
And the dude in the race truck didn't even know he clipped this dude's mirror.
Yeah.
Like the dude in the race truck was going this way and the dude was coming up the road, and he literally jumped in the air, clipped his mirror, kept going, never even knew till the end of the race that he almost killed somebody.
Yeah, that he went viral on
It was
social
like a
media.
minivan or something
It was
coming
like
up the backside of the hill.
an SUV. Is just like people just trying to. It was an access road, but like those people were just being dumb. And
But
they
that's
were
where
just
they're
trying
racing,
trying to
like-
leave because like that class he like was later in the day, so he was
Yeah.
just like trying to leave. And now it's a speed zone,
Yeah.
so now we go 37 miles per hour through there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because of that.
And then so you guys get docked if you don't do that fast.
Well, like
there.
it's like it's controlled by like we have like it's called a Stella, and then like another tracker, and
Like
then it
GPS
records
tracks your
your
speed.
speed, and as you can speed. If not, you're gonna get penalized.
Yeah.
And that is that to make it more fan friendly then? Or
Well,
more
no,
safer?
it's just to make it safer because like back in the day, oh dude, that was like
You're
if you
wide
look,
open.
dude, if you look at like what it was back in like the early 2000s, like up until like probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
6
until they
years ago,
started regulating stuff more.
it was full wide open, even on the highways.
How fast would you get going?
Well, thank God, I never raced. Like I wasn't
You
racing.
didn't get to
trophy
do it
trucks.
then, yeah.
I got to do it in the 1600 car, which was like a little buggy
Yeah,
car,
yeah.
and it was wide open. I was racing, dude. I made like 10 passes on the highway at one time. It was
Just wide open.
wide open. I mean, the little bug had like 50 horsepower, but we're moving.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine in a full size trophy truck, like just drifting in the corners, just full on racing. Like,
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That's insane.
Thank God.
All right, cool. I remember you guys sending me this video before we did our massive event in Vegas, and it seems like someone's recording from the helicopter
chopper,
or
yeah.
something. What is
Yeah.
this video? Tell
So
me what's going on here.
I believe that looks like San Felipe. So we're just, trucking along. You can definitely see the tires like, bouncing up and down. There's some big holes there, and just our helicopter just chasing us around all day. And
Yeah.
we're just,
It seems like you're in the middle of nowhere.
we are. So that's what
They
I'm trying
are.
to say. Like literally we're going through places where there's very remote areas where there's, no cell service. So for fans, but now the good thing, thanks, shout out to Elon Musk for Starlink, dude. Now we're doing live streams. So it's
Oh,
like,
no way.
so now that's where like, I feel like the sport can evolve and we can,
It's getting better like that.
it's getting
now.
way better. Cause now you can literally tune in. I'll send you guys a link for our live stream for the next race if you guys can't make it out.
No, we're gonna be down there in a helicopter.
No, we're coming in a
Then you guys
helicopter.
will see it, but whoever at home, we'll share the link
You'll see
and
the
you guys can
Jaxxon.
see it.
You'll see the
Jaxxon
Jaxxon chopper helicopter
This
just
guy
flying
without
by
a
you.
shirt with a Rambo bandana. Just
We're doing a full-blown Jaxxon
ready,
podcast.
dude. I can see that.
We're
for
gonna
sure.
podcast during in the helicopter.
Hey, yeah, live stream. You
Yes.
can.
And then also I wanted you to kind of run me through what did it cost to put this car together? Because I see you're sponsored by Monster. So, to be a racer and then to kind of go to the next level and be sponsored by such a huge brand. I know you're sponsored by Monster as well. Like, what goes into building a car like this?
More money than you get from the sponsors.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I mean, obviously
1,000,000%.
Yes. I mean, thankfully, we got a good backing up with Toyo Tires, Monster, King, all the
Mom and dad.
Mom and dad.
Yes, Papas and Beer.
Papas and Beer, La Familia. But yeah, I mean, we look at that. Just a piece of art.
Dude, you guys have had the same carbon fiber guy for a while, huh?
Well, that one comes with the body kit that comes with the truck is a different it's a different look, but we didn't like it. We wanted like the Raptor look.
You want to be different.
Yeah. So we got that. That's the one that Bryce Menzies actually designed.
Yeah, his body on his truck looks sick.
Yeah, so we bought it from him and used that same body kit. But
so dope.
It's so fire. Yeah.
So to build this car right here that we're looking at, how much do you think total it costs to build this one?
Well, that one, that's like just how you see it right there with nothing else on it, $1 million.
Wow. Yes. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Is there anything else you have to add to this for it to help you win a championship?
Well, yeah. I mean,
a good driver.
A good driver. Hello. And then, inside that garage, there's another probably $300,000-$400,000 in parts and just.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's an expensive sport.
It is for sure.
It's expensive.
But it's a badass sport. And I'd love to see it grow, especially like you said, with like being able to live stream it now. Like you think about all the sponsors that want to spend money. Like, do you think they want to go sit out in the middle of the desert and get their fucking Phantom Rolls Royce all dirty? No, they want to walk up on like asphalt on like a grid and like be cool. But it's like with this, it's like now you can watch it from anywhere. Yeah. So I feel like the sport is growing and it's definitely in a good spot. And like I would love to see it grow even more.
Oh yeah, and I mean I think we can start doing like little areas where like it's a land that somebody owns, whatever, and we rent it out and you send like a little track that we come in every 100 miles.
Yeah.
And it's like a spectator area. So it's like cool. You have bathrooms, stands, maybe.
There's definitely ways to
do it. But I mean, there's obviously, work in progress. And I think we're moving in the right direction.
And it's crazy because you think about Baja's been around for so long and it's like
so long.
It's slowly getting better and better and better, but I've always been a fan of it. I love it. And when I saw you won the championship, I was so stoked. I'm like, known this fucker forever. Like, it's cool just to see, like, because it ain't easy. It's a lot of work. Like, dude, like, you're putting your body through hell. Like a lot of people think, oh, you're just sitting there driving, but it's like, come on, dude.
Well,
like,
and they also think that because we have such badass trucks and the big suspension and we can go through the bumps like super fast. Like when I used to race the smaller classes, I was like, oh, dude, you're in a trophy truck. Why are you complaining, man? That you guys are like walking on clouds.
Now you're hitting those bumps going way faster.
You're hitting everything 20 times faster, dude. My back after the 1,000 was toast. I was like, dude, I need a freaking like 20 massages to fix this thing.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, there's no way I could do that.
I got another question off topic of like racing, like with Papas and Beer growing and shit. What made you guys, or how'd you guys get into making your own beer?
I think it was just kind of like,
it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. I mean, like it's Papas and Beer. Like,
why not
that's
sell your
what
own shit at your own clubs?
Like, that's what we do. We sell a lot of beers throughout the year, like already just in our businesses, and we like beer. So
who had like the biggest push on that?
I think it was like a thing that we had talked for a while, but it can never like nobody really like we're like because we were just like kind of like busy in our own ways. Yeah, and then like let's do it this and that. So then I think Aaron is the one. Aaron. Shout out again.
Yo, Aaron, I will tell you something about this guy's brother, Aaron.
Is Aaron the youngest brother?
Yeah, he's the youngest.
He's the smartest one, too.
Hey. I don't know about that, but he's definitely put in the work over
He was in the
years.
Helicopter the whole time you were driving.
Yeah,
he's smart.
He cooks. That kid cooks.
The whole family cooks, dude.
I know, but this kid, you got to shout out to the younger brother one time because he gets all the limelight for being a great driver and putting the brand on. This kid comes into a meeting with me and he goes, we want to do a deal with you, blah, blah, blah. Because we already knew each other. We have a lot of mutual friends from partying. And he like gives me the parameters. He's like, we're either doing this or we're not. I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
No, he's a fuck you. He's a badass. No, he's dude.
All right, we're playing that game.
Yeah. Hey, and I feel like that comes from the oldest brother from Rodrigo.
Yeah. Well, he's
dealing with all the bullshit beforehand to get to that.
For sure.
But honestly, the thing I respected the most about him is the way he talked about you and your family and the business, because I come from a family business. It's cool to see people that take pride in making sure their family look good, not just the business.
Yeah, no,
so the whole time he's talking to me, he's not talking about himself. He's talking about how great you are, how awesome your dad and the business was, and Papas and Beer and this and that, how awesome the events are. I'm like, Oh, I can relate to
No,
this.
for sure. I think that's
And then we became friends.
That's like a really cool thing about at least what I love about my family. I'm super happy and glad, and that we are this close, especially like with racing. It's something that we do as a family. Like my mom is also. Don't think my mom just like sits back, just obviously doesn't like it, wants me safe, but she is so passionate. She loves and supports us, and she still chases us. She chased both my parents, chased me through this whole Baja 1000 for 17 hours. They were both in a chase track. They saw me all day, like literally just taking time, split times. Like, dude, they're awesome. So like we're super close. Like I'm super thankful like for the family that I have. Shout out to my mom, my dad, both my brothers. But so like we all uplift each other. We walk in a room and like I don't care about like me. Like I'm talking about my brother like right now. Like I love my brothers. Like my older brother too. Like
they're all the
we
same
live
way.
together,
Yeah,
and like we're all the
Yeah,
same way, and
yeah.
we're super close, and I freaking love it.
And that's why your business has survived the test of time, and that's why you have a legacy brand like Papa's and Beer, because it's a true, authentic culture of family, and it is what you guys preach, and you go there to drink and hang out with people because you guys do that in real life.
Yeah, I feel like that's why they're so successful, because it's not about them, it's about their team.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about all the things that you guys do, and I know we had a successful event with them. We did a huge collaboration. We're hoping to do another one this year with Jaxxon. It was a massive event. I think YG was there. It was a really, really good event, and that's another thing about them that they don't get enough credit for is pushing the culture and the narrative of Mexican music and Mexican festivals and bringing in these DJs. And then these are DJs that are doing the halftime shows or performing at the Rams games and the Chargers games and going to the clubs. They're coming from their talent pool.
Yeah.
They're helping elevate these guys. They're working with event production companies in Chicago and overseas and doing some really cool things. Before we leave, and I know Twitch, you touched upon this in the beginning of the podcast, what's the future of like nightlife and festivals and events for Papa's and Beer in the US?
I mean, we're working hard right now. Like I said, we partnered up and do a festival already called Sueños in Chicago. And then, I mean, we have some stuff in the works. Can't talk about them, but
you're going to tell us afterwards.
Papa's and Beer is buying Coachella. You heard it here first.
No, but we definitely have some stuff in the works. I mean, we've been talking about, wanting to have Papa's and Beers also in the States and stuff. But we have some stuff cooking. It's exciting stuff. But right now we're just concentrating our stuff down in Mexico and just kind of growing that and making sure that our babies are still there for the next couple generations at least. And just pretty exciting stuff. And, we love what we do. We try to inspire the youngest generations too, that, not because a lot of people think like, oh, you guys come from money, blah, blah. Yeah, right. My dad was working at a freaking...
all worked your asses
and
off
like
to be where you're at.
Our thing, like our dad instilled that in us, I think, from a younger age. And we try to put in our work. And I mean, we didn't get anything handed to us. Everything that we have right now, we have worked our asses for.
Yep.
And we definitely put in the work behind the scenes. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you guys just party and stuff. Like, yeah, right, dude. You just see what I want you to see.
We're just really good at what we do.
Yeah,
and like we
that we
post
can
what we
enjoy
want.
our stuff too,
There's a lot of work that goes into everything with running a business, running a race team, like being successful, like everything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys know what it takes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's why it was such an easy, authentic connection with your family and doing events with you guys. Because, like I said, it's so easy to see too. If you go to one of their the customer service too. If you go to a Papa's and Beer, like the friendliness and how much fun it is. Forget everything else. You want to go have a good time. You go to a Papa's and Beer event on the beach. I'll show you a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, dude, it's cool to see what you're doing with the brand. It's cool to see what you're doing. Like Twitch was super excited to get you in here. Obviously, we always wanted to get you in here, but I let Twitch choose the guests. Yeah. So he says when it's time, then
I
it's
go
time.
Pick my own guest, Rampage
Jaxxon, just so you understand what's going on. No, but
I didn't say nothing, Rampage. No beef, bro. No beef.
Hey, Rampage, Papa's and Beer just called you out. You could go see them in Rosarito or in
throw
Ensenada.
me Rampage real quick.
Yeah, 100%. As we get ready to wrap it up, though.
Oh, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to get Rampage in the ring, and this is going to be me and him.
Oh my! Damn. Can we do that one more time?
No, dude, it's not authentic.
Can we? I just need you to do it one more time.
Got you,
Rampage, we got you. God, Rampage, damn. Why you? Why Rampage? You know what I mean?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
All love over here, bro. I'm good, dude. I'm good. I'm a lover, not a fighter, bro. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Not a fighter. Is there any race or anything you have coming up that we can look out for?
I mean, next year. April is our first race of the season. Right now, we're just off season, hanging out.
Screw the racing. Do we got any parties we can tell everyone to go to?
Well, we just came from a big one in Mexico City, but I mean, we have New Year's and all that stuff, and our next big stuff is in spring break in Papa's and Beer. Whoever wants to come out. Join us in the beach, and we'll have a good time.
Yes.
I love it. And make sure you guys go check out the Papa's and Beer Instagram if you guys want a nice little midnight snack. They got a lot of things they're posting on their story and a lot of great videos that you can enjoy.
Yeah.
And the two locations.
Yeah.
Both are still full-time open, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then
Rosarito and Ensenada.
and then for the event schedule, though, because I know you guys do different events. Same thing on Instagram?
Yeah. So
Cool.
we have the Papas and Beer, everything on there. You can look up all those events that we have coming up. And then we have Baja Beach Fest in August, Sueños in Memorial Weekend, and then Coca-Cola Flow in November.
And then last question before I let you go. Who was the craziest, I would say, artist that made the craziest event Papas and Beers ever had?
I mean, there's there's different crazies though. Like busy crazy that was just wild.
Not just money, but wild.
Was the YG Amigos one, because they were, by the time we booked them to when the show actually was, they were like at the top of the steps, right?
Yeah.
So like we had, we sold out in like I think like an hour.
No way.
Like 6,000 tickets, and then
And
we
dad's
had
like, how do we make more?
and
How
then
do
we
we
had
make
like
this
a
bigger?
wait list, and we had like 100,000 people in the wait list, like waiting to like get a ticket. But like
No
obviously
way.
like it was crazy. So that crazy in that sense, that one, but crazy like in just party vibes, like dude, Waka Flocka gets down.
Yeah, he
And
seems like a good time.
Yeah, and our boy Little John too. Shout out to Little John.
Yeah, I remember when he was down there.
We always party hard, and we have a good time. And yeah, so probably
Those are
those.
two great names.
Yeah.
Waka Flocka and Lil Jon. And then
Legends.
money-wise is for sure Migos and YG make
Well,
the most
I mean, we all and all the other ones sold out. Like YG
Yeah,
sold out every time that we have them.
crazy.
And money ones, we always thank God we always do good. But yeah, just like the vibes and the whole experience, I think those are. The
Have
ones.
you ever booked someone and had them not show up? I thought I remember hearing
Oh,
something like
dude.
that back in the day, or someone like didn't go because they
Little
couldn't bring their
Pump.
weed with them or something.
Little Pump?
Little Pump.
Yeah,
Little Pump. What did Little Pump do?
didn't show up.
At all?
No,
Booked them, paid and everything,
But
and then
everything.
never showed up.
Didn't show
right?
up. Yeah, they didn't want to get on the plane.
And what did you guys do? What did you tell
Well,
him?
what are we gonna do? It's like he was supposed to show up, like
Wait.
fly from LA
Wait,
to.
we can't just end the podcast like this. You book Little Pump.
Yeah.
You wire him money.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Lil Pump. And then he just doesn't get on
No
the airplane.
shout out, Lil Pump.
Yeah.
I'm pulling
Yeah.
that shit
Crickets.
back.
Yeah, shout out Lil Pump. I was hoping to get a reaction out of you.
I was like, wait a second. fuck it.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so then you I just don't know how that happens. Like, what I know it happens every day in the music business, but like, what do? Do you call him or?
Well,
does he
yeah,
just-
you're on the phone. You're like, hey, dude, come on, get on. And he's like, no, blah, blah. You just make an excuse, whatever. And then I'm not showing up. And then we just had to, like, just because you can't, like, the thing. It's
And
like
everyone there's expecting
Well,
him.
everyone's waiting for him, right? Because
Wow.
the day before, I don't know who we had, but then that day was him, right? And everyone's excited to see him. But then when you're there, you have 5,000 people waiting to see him. And you can't be like, hey, he's not showing up, my bad, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it can create problems and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So
chaos.
we're like, all right, we're just start giving away free shots, free like champagne, like
Didn't mention anything?
Not then, like after the night
Yeah.
ended, we
Get 'em
like,
all wasted
we
first.
did a post on social media and let him know, and we validate their ticket for the next show that we did with him.
Dope.
Yeah.
You had to make it right.
That is
Yeah,
the
we always make it
craziest
right.
thing.
We always give them their money back. Obviously, they're not happy because they already made the trip, and
Yeah.
some people maybe just went to see him that weekend, not the
And
other
it's not
artist.
your guys' fault.
It's not our fault, but at the end
You
of the
guys
day,
had the jet there waiting
it
for
makes
him.
us look bad, not
Yeah.
him. Nobody's gonna be like, hey, screw Little Pump, why didn't you show
Yeah.
up?
Well,
But
screw
like
Papa's
it's
in here.
like us that we hired him, So, but I mean, at the end of the day, it happens. Artists, are artists, and
Yeah.
they'll do basically whatever they want sometimes. So.
And in the artist game, not to get too deep, I know we're wrapping up right now, but do you pay them in full before they show up to the venue?
It depends on the deal.
I
but
think they
usually
used to.
yeah. No,
It's like we had a different
well,
system.
you give him like an advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like to say like, hey, look, here's whatever.
In good faith,
your
yo, we
fee,
got
like
you.
here's your
Yeah.
clinch, and then when you actually come, then we'll pay the full.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine throwing an event and my headliner doesn't show up. That would be
Dude,
devastating.
be
Yeah,
pissed.
bro. It was stressful.
Yeah, that's
It was
gnarly.
stressful. We're all freaking just, what are we gonna do? Like we're in the middle of the night. It's like 10, 11 p.m. It's like
About to go on.
we
in
know
an
that he's
hour.
not gonna come on. He's not
Is there
anywhere
gonna be
near
a riot?
Mexico.
Is there going to be a riot?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you
it's like-
did you try to get another artist, or it's better to just
well,
leave
no,
it
at
alone?
that point it's
too late.
11
Too
at
late.
night, and
That's
he's
Let's
so
give out
crazy.
shots. Let's give
Just
out
give
I
our
love,
shots,
I love the
everyone
game plan though.
free
Let's
shirts.
get everybody
Just
hammered. They'll
have
forget.
have a good time, at least
They'll be happy.
Yeah,
Just
they'll
play
be-
little bump music. They'll be fine.
no little bump. Just
So
whatever.
did you
the
book them
music-
again?
No.
We rebooked. Well, we
Yeah, I'll be like, fuck
Well,
you.
no,
You're
well,
coming
no,
back.
well, we. So the thing that how it works is that you
I was
like,
waiting for him to
all
say
right,
that you're more mad than him. I'm pissed.
You come back, and
Yeah.
then we'll reimburse everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it valid for the next time. And then he ended up not showing up again. But
He did.
No, he did not do it twice.
See, that's when you know some people that know some people and send some people.
no,
Wait.
I mean it happens. I mean,
Wait, I like that. Too.
Fuck that.
I
Damn.
think
Me and
Tyga-
Twitch will do collections movies.
Tyga did it too. Like not too long
Tyga
ago.
didn't show up?
Yeah.
What is wrong? So what are these guys not showing up for?
I don't know. They just don't like. Maybe that day they just
They
didn't
have so
feel
much
like
money
it.
and they're just over
Yeah,
it.
they're
I
just
don't
like
fucking feel like going
whatever.
there.
Like
so
show
crazy
up.
to me.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the reality of it. The sad.
It's part of it.
It's part of it, which sucks because like for our customers, like people that are paying and willing to go down there, make the trip for the weekend. For us, at least, like our clientele in Rosarito is 99% from California, so they're making the trip, driving down some they're college students. They're driving from San Francisco, or I don't know, because they can't afford a plane ticket. They drive down with their
USC,
friends.
like anywhere,
they're get their Airbnb, whatever. They're spending all this money, and then their artist that came to see it doesn't pull up for them. So it's kind of like for us, it's
It
like
looks
just
bad on you
It
guys.
just looks bad on us, but it's also like, come on, dude. Like all these people are coming down to see you. At the
I
end of the
always
day.
knew you were an asshole.
Yeah,
Well, I've heard
Actually,
nothing
I
but
told him
good
not to
things
come,
about
and
Papa's
I didn't like the people down there. So
I've never heard of a cancellation event. So your PR team's amazing.
Yes, right.
So with that being said, I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the
Thanks for having
collaboration.
me.
Twitch, great guests as always. Amazing podcast. You guys are watching the Jaxxon podcast with the greatest co-host of all time, Twitch, and
heard
the greatest
heard him here
co-host of all
first.
time, Rampage Jaxxon, right here on the floor, and the king of papas
Alpha
and beer.
Rampage Jaxxon.
That's outlandish.
That is
I didn't do
just
that,
cold.
Rampage.
That is
I didn't
cold.
do that, dude. And we're out.
please invite me to the fight.